Hey, check it. Watch Mojo's plays 10 fighting games with the best story mode. Check it out, dude. As a fighting game connoisseur myself, this is right up my alley. So I wonder what kind of story mode they pick for this list, man. So without further ado, let's get busy.
Stay back! Come any closer and you'll be sorry!
Okay.
Welcome to Mojo Plays, and today we're taking a look at 10 fighting games that served up some of the best story modes.
I am this world's savior. I protect it. That's what's happening out there? Protection?
Before we begin, we publish new videos all week long, so be sure to subscribe to Mojo Plays and ring the bell to...
Suddenly, there appears.
Soul Calibur 6.
Suddenly, there appeared a ninja known as Taki, who rescued the wounded warrior.
I gotta say something right now. I had the game. I didn't play the story mode. Why? I didn't have enough time to get into the mix. But I did hear some things about it would just be like a PNG mode. And you just go into areas of fight certain people here and there. I heard it was pretty uninspired. Which kind of killed the story for me as a whole. Because, like, after 5, bro, the story mode, it was like not much to go into at all.
He defeated Cervantes in a battle to the death before carrying the injured Sophitia away.
If you're somebody that values dungeon exploring with some RPG mechanics, then sure, you can't go wrong playing Soul Calibur 2. But Soul Calibur 6 gets our respectful nod due to how it steered the series back in the right direction. Much of the lore from SC4 and SC5 was swiftly ignored here in favor of retelling better, more concise stories of our favorite warriors. Not only was this a great way to reintroduce veterans to the lore and try to connect characters in a clearer manner, it also helped new Soul Calibur players catch up on the overall story. On top of that, you had...
I definitely gotta try this out, man. I definitely gotta review that story mode for myself now because that's literally insane. Retellings? What are you talking about? Call that a recap. Tekken, yo, it's from the same company. Why are we making a story mode retelling the whole story of Soul Calibur? Ain't that a waste of time? Oh my gosh, bro. Oh, that's so ass. Ugh. That's so terrible. Recap session and story mode should be separate. Bar none. Want to see the story? Check it out. Want to see someone talk about the story? And recap? Check it online. It should not be the main story though. I mean the overall story. I gotta see this, man. I gotta see this.
The ever-engaging Libra of Soul campaign, which had you create your own fighter and embark on an epic quest to save your soul while learning the fighting styles of your favorite characters. Needless to say, this was the triumphant return Soul Calibur had been desperately needing. Skullgirls.
Well, what have we?
Oh man. Yeah, that's ass. That's literally ass. But this one, ooh, I played some story modes here and there with certain characters. But with my girl here, man, it was crazy. It was crazy. I mean, I can't believe they started off with a dude getting frisky. You know what I'm saying? Maybe the first thing that happens here is like this. I forgot her name, bro. With the squid. I forgot her name. I forgot her name. But dude was going frisky and paid for it, bro. I'll tell you that. It's wild. I'm like, you really did that, bro? It's about not rated M from. Is it rated M from mature? I forgot.
Here. Let's say buy you a real drink, sister.
You really ought to play Skullgirls, not just because of some of the pretty faces on display, but because of how chaotic and malleable the game lets you get with your playstyle. Of course, with all the bizarre characters comes a story that is filled with drama, comedy,
Samson,
and
the
a
other
ton
guy
of
was
heart.
trying.
Each soon-to-be Skullgirl
name.
makes their way towards the
I
deadly
forgot
skull
about
art
Skullgirl,
for
bro.
their
I'm not
own
gonna lie.
reasons.
It's
Each
fun to
tale
play,
is
but then
written
again,
brilliantly
you can fight someone
and
high tier,
beautifully.
bro.
What's more is
The
that
game
all
itself
four
is
of the
just
DLC
insane.
characters come with
Story
their
mode
own
pretty
story
decent.
mode campaigns.
It's pretty
and manage
standard,
to
pretty
match the
traditional.
same level of quality as the
Some
base
novella stuff
roster.
to it.
Though, if there are any
Pretty
characters
mid though.
you
I ain't gonna lie.
absolutely must experience experience, the best campaigns can be found in Parasol, Peacock, and Painwheel.
Make it flashy, guys! Action!
With the Annie character, this big old shooting. I ain't gonna lie. Don't know much about her. Definitely be a reason to go back to the game and play it story mode. But story overall, it's pretty interesting. Characters like Big Ben, characters like Misfortune, especially like Pinwheel. It's pretty like pretty fascinating to say the least. Especially like the Cleopatra chick. Man, that was good. That was actually good. But I'll say this for what we're gonna get into right now. I'll let him talk about it with this one right here. Tenkaichi.
Dragon Ball Z Budokai Tenkaichi 2.
What? His powers! Can Piccolo withstand this mysterious invader's monstrous onslaught?
Even after all these years later, no other Dragon Ball fighting game has managed to match the level of quality as Budokai Tenkaichi 2 did. Sure, one could argue that it's only because it retells almost all of the DBZ storyline. That isn't wrong, but come on. This game not only covers DBZ all the way to GT, it also covers the Broly Saga, Cooler's Revenge, the Tree of Might, Fusion Reborn, and even the history of Trunks and Bardock, the father of Goku. In other words, Budokai Tenkaichi 2 was everything you could ever want in a DBZ game. And that all goes without mentioning the unlockable what-if scenarios.
What's wrong, Kakarot? You can do better than that! You looked better when you beat Nappa!
Injustice got...
I only played I played like most of the Tenkaichi games, not all of them though. I think I played one. I just skipped two, went straight into three. Three was amazing. It's still my favorite to this day. From the story mode to Tenkaichi 3 and Tenkaichi 2, 9 day. You get like a whole spread scrolling down of text of like what's what's the history of characters in the Dragon Ball Z. That's in Tenkaichi 3. 2 went all out with like giving everything to us the way it was. You know, it still had the formula there too, and one could say that they barely changed stuff around here and there. But I gotta play Tenkaichi 2 again. 2, play 3 again, and actually play 2. Make a good like comparison with story modes. Like definitively. This is like a quick summary right here. And boy oh boy, God Among Us. We gotta get into that.
Odds Among Us.
You drugged me! Made me... Lois, my son. First Krypton, now Metropolis. People you love tend to blow up, don't they?
Once again, we have a fighting game that is more of an adaptation than an original work. We have seen DC storylines explore the idea of Superman turning evil, but that isn't what made Injustice so much more memorable than its sequel. It was the way each character was written, the kind of dialogue exchanged between them, and how it even managed to match the brutal nature of the more visceral Mortal Kombat games that NetherRealm Studios is known for. On top of that, it featured some fun mini-games in between fights that could benefit or penalize you before a fight, depending on how well you performed.
I dig the cinematics for the most part. Mostly is good. The writing itself is so bland. I'm just wondering if they had like more to it, bro. Like I don't care about Evil Superman, bro. It was so uninspiring. Like, oh, I haven't had done that before. Like, no duh, man. Like, Injustice, the whole thing is just a huge what if scenario altogether together to itself. That's what like Injustice is, a what if scenario. And then there's two. Oh man, I'm surprised they didn't like pick two, man. Here's the reason why. Because majority of the story modes that happen in here Get carried over to Injustice 2. Like the whole blueprint, cinematics, fight. There'll be minute games. There'll be fight scenes, cinematics, and who wins, who loses decides on who actually is you playing. Are you playing the Justice League, playing the villains? They're getting the dubs. People who should lose don't lose because you control the character. That's what Injustice has always been. Pretty mid since I'm MK9. I really want to have a scenario when the villains actually just win because it's like canonical to like their power. But then again, people want to decide the character wins, they'll win. But you know what I mean? You're free of criticism, bro. It's never like that, bro. Just because you decide who fights, who loses, doesn't mean we can't call it out as trash. At the end of the day,
It truly was one of the coolest and most captivating superhero games and fighting games that you could possibly play.
Superman, we've broken their ranks. They're retreating.
Good. Once they're pushed back, we'll need help with rescue and recovery.
I'll break off a Legion as quickly as possible.
Thanks, Diana. You always make it look easy.
WWE 2K24.
Here's your winner, and new WWE Intercontinental Champion, Ricky the Dragon.
okay. My bad on the camera angle, bro.
For the longest time, the WWE 2K series was in utter shambles when Yuke's was in charge of development. But ever since Visual Concepts took over, the series has been on the up and up. 2K24 has been their best outing yet.
I ain't gonna lie, I haven't played any serious on WWE games since
the game offers in its single player mode,
or
and it does so
2015,
with flying colors.
I know it's like 2013 was like
Superstars historic matches,
was like the last game. I'm like, this is a good game.
Then you have the My
All of
Rise
this is just
campaign,
mid.
where you create your own
Made
superstar,
everything hyper realistic for the
compete in
sake
their
of
own
like
career,
visuals.
experience their own
But
story,
everything feels
and
so
even affect their
weighty
relationships with other
and
superstars
sluggish.
in and outside of the ring.
Not
But the
flipping.
main attraction in 2K24 was the
Everything the same. It's really the same. You have your cinematics, you have your matchup, you have your My Career, have your own character in the mix. You go against wrestlers, make your own storyline, and eventually getting the championships. That's always been like that ever since the very first SmackDown vs. Raw or SmackDown Here Comes the Pain, either or. Um, where you just have your character just go through a calendar arc, like what, 10 months from where you start all the way to like WrestleMania, and you get your dubs, and that'll be it. That'll be the end of your character. If they like did more with that with like 2K, then that's one thing. But I'm not gonna lie, I don't care about this. This is ass overall. You're not even showing the character. They're showing the fighter we know back then. Now this right here, if you on a channel, I'm still doing this. I'm still doing my career in Street Fighter 6. I'm still doing it to this day. I know it's 2025. I've been slacking. My fault.
With Street Fighter V having nearly killed the IP, Capcom had some high expectations to meet in order to keep Street Fighter
Capcom
afloat.
nearly killed the
This
IP.
game killed it. Not only did we get a solid roster of fan
Street
favorites
Fighter
and
My
new
Career,
brawlers,
let's get it.
Capcom delivered the best story mode Street
And
Fighter.
not just on My Career. This is just canonically what's going on. This is like pseudo canon. Like you see every character just chilling, macking, but everything in the background is happening in real time. You just like you just a guy on the sideline. Like
Had
everybody
ever
else.
seen with the World Tour mode. Design your own World Warrior to take to the streets, meet new characters, learn their moves, and fight just about any poor sap you run into. This was a game that allowed you to take it as
Skinny
seriously as
chick
you
with
wanted
a
it to be,
bizarre
and
style.
the
I ain't
soundtrack
gonna
gets
lie,
you
bro.
amped for every single fight, no matter how long you've been playing.
Don't doubt my eye, kill some
Tekken
emergencies.
8.
Whoa! Talk about it more. Hello. Talk about Street Fighter 6 more. Yeah, nothing to say about it. That's insane, bro. All right there, bro. Speak on it more. What's wrong with you, Mojo? Speak on it more. Damn, dude.
Though Tekken 7 explored some of the cinematic ideas left behind by another fighting game, Goliath, Tekken 8 took those ideas, incorporated its own DNA into them, and blew all of us out of the water. Really, Tekken 8's story mode is the absolute best campaign in the entire franchise.
It's not saying much. This is like this, what, the third attempt of making like an actual story mode since like six. I watched Tekken 6 story mode on YouTube. I played Tekken 7 story mode, which is like bare bones until like Heihachi and Kazuya thing. Yeah, like plus Kuma. Kuma spiced things up, no doubt about it. But with this one, it's a debatable, big debatable whether like it actually is better. I say it's better than six. I think the last fight, the story between Kazuya and Heihachi is way better than Jin Kazuya because there's history there between Kazuya and Heihachi. There's no history with Jin and Kaz. There's like brief moments of interactions that is like it's weird. They call themselves rivals, but these guys are strangers. Kazuya barely know Jin. Jin barely know Kazuya. And the only way they could have known each other like this is they talked about them of June. They barely discuss anything between him and June. Period, bro. There's barely any discussions there. There ain't no talk. Jin hates Kazuya because of like the devil Jin. Kazuya doesn't even care. He's a monster. He's a big dickhead since Tekken 1. Bar none. Look it up. Kazuya always been a bad guy. Real bad guy. He wants to take over the world. Because I blame Heihachi, like, put him in the mindset, like, you're worthless without power, and power is everything. He's that personified. Kazuya is that personified. And Jin attempted to adapt that, but he paid for it worse than Kazuya. And now Jin trying to, like, you know, pay off his sins. Like, you know, he can't pay off his sins. Like, that's stupid. You want to pay for your crimes? Go to jail. But yeah, like, the story itself is still messy, but it's definitely better than 7 and 6. But it's not worthy of praise if the stuff is still like the story itself, the writing itself in Tekken 8 is still messy and just not fully fulfilled in itself. It's almost as if Harada still making stuff as he go along, because there's not like a strong foundation to apply the whole Devil Jin crap. They always making stuff like going on with everything. Would come to the origin of Devil Jin and like how the devil's getting transferred. Supposed to be a family line. I think it is a family line, and how the world reacts to it. Because if you have the Devil Jin, everybody else in the series are irrelevant except for Claudio, who's like a exorcist. And boy, oh boy, you think Claudio was dead? He's not. He's alive. Look closely to the ending credits. You can see Egypt, the temple that Ava was at to fight Azazel. You can see Zafina alive, even though it was confirmed. It wasn't like confirmed that she was dead, but she was knocked out. She was alive. Azazel was gone on her arm, but you see a foot, Claudio's foot. Now, I'm not a big fan of fake out deaths. That was the corniest one. But how will you say Claudio was able to survive a blast from Kazuya if that blast was meant to kill him? Because he had the blast to kill the mooks, the jobbers. What's Claudio's excuse? Surviving the Devil Gene laser cannon thing. Stupid. I don't know what the guy's thinking, bro. It's like they so scared to kill off characters. So scared.
From the choreography to the way fights initiate between cutscenes to the way QuickTime events force you to pay attention, this campaign kicked so much ass from start to finish that we almost immediately went back just to replay some of our favorite chapters. And the unexpected return of Tekken Force Mode, of all things. Every fighting game fan needs to get Tekken 8 just because of the story mode alone.
Wrong. You should get it for Tekken Beach beach volleyball. Cause playing the beach is fun, and online too. I think it's pretty decent where it is. As far as I know, I haven't played online in a minute. The computer I have, I can't do it consistently, bro, because the frame rate is going down, up and down, up and down. I can't do that. Can't do that. Um, oh my gosh, what he said right now is some bull crap. Do not get the Tekken 8 for the story. It been going downhill ever since 6. Are you 5? But yeah, like it's probably like the best story since what? Like since what 5 itself? I think Tekken 8 better than 5 story, but not better than 4. 4 is perfect. 4 is amazing. Stop bugging if you think otherwise. That's my take.
Won't regret it.
Some hype stuff, no substance, bro. Be real with you.
Fan fiction is rarely ever
Nah.
good. Let's be honest.
I haven't even
But
finished the
Super Smash
story
Bros.
mode for this
Brawl
thing.
will
No, 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 no,
forever be known as the best piece of
the new
fan
one for the
fiction
Switch.
to ever exist.
I don't think I
because
care
of one
about this, man.
campaign.
I don't think there's
Subspace
anything
Emissary.
going on. You're
Written
just
by
playing
series creator
characters.
Masahiro Sakurai and Final Fantasy writer Kazushige Nojima, the Subspace Emissary campaign told an epic story where a mysterious race begins sending corners
man,
of the
playing
world
the older
into
version,
an
it's
empty
playing cool.
void, a subspace. Various Nintendo characters begin to team up to not only fight their own rivals, but also
I don't
bring an
think the
end
lore
to this
even
race
matters,
of
bro.
beings. And every single character interacts with each other in ways that you would expect.
And that's pretty much what it is. We have like, you know, your Mario's, your Wario's, your Links, Ganondorfs. You have your Samus. You have a Ridley. You have characters like that going against each other. But that's all it is to it, bro. And you have the hand, the stupid hand, worthless. I don't even care about that, bro. Ooh, and then this legendary game, Def Jam Fight for freaking New York,
For
bro.
New York.
Woo!
Not bad. Looks like you've seen a few scraps.
Amazing work.
Whatever, man. Sparring ain't shit. 10 to 1, this bitch get knocked out in a real
Yo,
fight.
you just a hater, bro.
During the
Ooh,
era
I
that
love
Def
this,
Jam
bro.
was popular,
This is truly
fighting games weren't really
my
known
career
for
I can
having
get
decent
behind
story
every
modes.
time.
It
It's
was
actually
often
that
the
damn
lowest
good.
priority, and it's what made Def Jam Fight for New York really stand out.
I'll say a fighting game story mode, Persona 5, is actually good. It's so good, bro. You give your characters personality, fire choices, fighting style, all that, bro. Conquering the boroughs of New York, bro. Woo, I love that, bro. Have your people with you. Knowing the story. You know, you being off with Snoop Dogg. Got your Dom, you know, dude, the big balls, the bald guy. Rolling with Method Man, all that stuff, bro. It's so good. It's giving me so much memories, dude. Bro. Oh my gosh, like this game will never get like an HD release, bro. Not remaster, no nothing. EA has this game. I think it still likes to this day. EA still have this game, the IP, but not gonna do nothing with it. I hate that, bro. I hate games like this get left in the darkness. But companies have no issues just let it let it be casting dust and do nothing with it, bro. Nasty work, bro. But I understand. You talk about like a bunch of artists pulling up the voice line game characters in the game. And again, Def Jam, but it's not gonna happen again. It's not gonna happen. Will Def Jam come back? No, not even 100 years. Unless someone had the money to like buy off Def Jam from EA, but I don't think it's gonna be easy, bro. Ain't gonna be easy. Nope. None whatsoever. Unless someone like drop down the website I can go to, like where like a record like companies keep their IPs. How long gonna have it for? That'll be appreciated. But until then, it's gonna be a good game, a lost gem. Stash away from history because people don't want. I might make money. Just I want to say people don't want to make money, bro, or at least try to like bring it back. Like, is that game on Steam? This game is not on Steam. I don't think it's on GOG. You know how crazy it is? Is that have Def Jam 5 New York be on GOG? It would be amazing. But I don't think it's on. It's online. I'll let you go most of the Emalulu, and play on your computer on the Emalulu. You know what I'm saying? Then that's another story itself. But yeah, story mode for this peak. It's peak.
Amongst the crowd, as it boasted an impeccable campaign. For starters, you had an insane amount of customization for your character here, but most of all, every fight felt like there was a true purpose in your character's development as they went from becoming a regular thug to a true king of the streets. On top of that, despite the sometimes outlandish nature of the game, the story has a ton of heart and it does get real a few times. Truly remarkable even all these years later.
That's what I'm talking about. Whooped that ass.
Mortal Kombat.
Huh. That old geezer's the final challenge? They might as
I can make a whole video why Mortal Kombat story modes are like one of the most funnest, or one of the funnest things to like look at, to read at, prior to NetherRealm, and why NetherRealm dropped the ball at the MK9. From MK9 was like, it's MK popularity resurgence right here. 2011 was an amazing time. I think it was on the WB. But after that, it was just cool stuff and the cool stuff. But the substance there was like dwindling. And the quality of the story mode itself was dwindling. The only people, like, reason why I say they like, oh, the story mode is cool by itself, because they never consumed the stories that was told in old MK. Because old MK was good, bro. I think with John Tobias was like behind all of that, bro. And his story, the storytelling, the characters for these, for all Mortal Kombat was top tier, dude. But after a while, it just went so downhill, man. It was bad. Let's go to the story mode though. Personally, it's alright. It was alright.
as well give me the belt right now.
Older fans may champion the good old days of Conquest Mode and Deception, but man, MK9 still offers one hell of a ride no matter how old it gets. This was Mortal Kombat at its purest, between the grotesque environments, the cheesy martial arts movie vibe, the humor incorporated through Johnny Cage and his interactions with other characters, and even the way it retells the stories of the original trilogy in a more coherent manner. Plus, every character got their own chance to shine, with captivating moments from the first few matches of the tournament to Scorpion's climactic fight against Bihan. The campaign was so stellar that it actually set an example for what future AAA fighting games should strive for. If only the games that followed MK9 featured stories that were just as good, but hey, it's hard to top perfection, you know?
So
Wrong. It's not perfect. Very flawed in his own way. Storytelling and all. Certain character action was bad. If you look at the time where people get injured and Raiden doesn't heal them, but he was able to heal freaking Jax, bro. What the hell? What the hell is wrong with you, Raiden? Heal your people. And the Elder God thing, I was like, oh my gosh, like, why did he exist? To be dickheads? Why did he exist so bad? He's just so bad. It's terrible. He must win. He must win. At this point, you haven't seen the story, I don't care. He must win, meaning Shao Kahn gotta win. But the details behind that is just so wonky. It's so bad. It's like real bad. It's insane. This whole story suffers for the fact that is Raiden have to guess what the hell his freaking his future self supposed to mean what he's talking about. Gotta be so ambiguous for no reason. Cause then he deaths of all our favorite characters. Well, I like Smoke. I like Reptile. So he really hasn't died like that, you know. So there's that. And I think at least twice, Onaga had been like a footnote in time. like throughout the like there was mention of Onaga, but never haven't been like a front runner after the like after midway. It's crazy. It's crazy. That's it, bro. Like all the story modes were cool. Some was actually trash. Some was actually decent. None of them like perfect. Besides Def Jam, and you gotta like come to the comments right now to say why Def Jam story mode was garbage, or was even that good in the first place. Like I had that discussion more than anything else. Yeah, Watch Mojo is that. You know what I'm saying? Is that. But a casual spear, I could see that. For like diehards, nope, not impressed at all. No. So new to the channel, like, comment, subscribe. This is the deal. My reactions on certain videos. More coming on the way. I'm back, baby. It'll be great times. So I'll be out. I'll be safe. Be easy. And be chilled. Perfection. MK9, you're bugging.